Hi everybody, how are you? Well, today I'm going to talk to you especially about reading. Now, reading is a really boring subject, right? I know you guys will hate it because of the fact that most of the reading is really dry, and most of the students that I've already taught before, right, basically hate reading, right? The reason why is because when you were young, right, your mother always told you how to read this, read that, blah blah blah. Well, in your native language, right, reading is probably pretty easy. Problem is, it's not the native language. This is a new language for you guys, right? Most of you guys, English is a foreign language, right? So I'm going to go over some of the reading sections for you, right? Well, let's start. Okay? The academic reading section of the IBT Toefl, and not just Toefl, but most subjects, right, are really unique. And the reason why is because it tests your English, right, in an academic subject or academic area. We're going to go over those information with you, okay? First of all, let's start, okay? Now, reading measures the test taker's ability of reading, okay? So you can actually see the test is kind of unique, okay? And the reason why is because you can see that it's multiple choice questions, right? So you get 4 choices. Okay? Now, the reason we wanted to do the reading is because we wanted to find out the effective scanning test. How you scan reading, okay? Because this is a time test, right? You want to understand your basic comprehension level of your English, okay? And by taking this test, you're actually learning English, so it's really important for you, okay? The reading test is around 60 minutes to 100 minutes long, okay? The thing is, the 3 passages at the very beginning, right, are the ones that are going to be graded. Now, when I say 60 minutes to 100 minutes, right, basically each passage is about 20 minutes long. So that means 3 passages are graded, right, and basically the other 2 are not. What do you mean by that? Well, I'm going to explain to you what those details are. Okay? For example, what happens is ETS, when you're going to test center, it's kind of unique. They have rows of seats. So one person might get a longer reading, and one person might get longer listening, right? And the next person next door will not get anything longer, right? So a person who doesn't get anything longer will finish reading and listening in about 2 hours, right? But if you have a longer reading or a longer listening, right? Basically what's going to happen is you're going to get basically a 40-minute longer time period. Okay? So, but don't worry so much. And the reason why is because the last 2 passages in reading, right, are not going to be graded. Okay? So basically, it's not going to count toward your score. Okay? The other thing is that the first set is 20 minutes long. Okay? And it is 1 passage, and basically it has about 13 to 16 questions. Okay? Now, the other set, after you finish that, you'll go to set number 2. And that will basically be 2 passages, 40 minutes long, and you will have about 26 to 32 questions. Okay? So total questioning basically, you have around anywhere from 36 to 39 to around 42 to 46 questions. Okay? It depends on what type of question you guys will receive on your test. So I'm going to go over those different things with you. Okay? The other thing I want to talk to you about today is that basically you have only 10 different styles of reading. Okay? So if you figure this out, it's really cool because the fact that if you have only 10 different styles of reading, right, then you only have to study 10 different styles, right? Now, what are these 10 different styles? Well, it's really important because I'm going to go over those with you later, okay? And we're going to go to each section, how to tackle each question style, right? The most common one you probably know is vocab, okay? But I'm going to go over it with you in a few minutes, okay? Let's move on. The other one I'll talk to you about today is basically the purpose of reading. Okay? Why are you doing this? Why are you taking this test? Right? And the reason why most of you guys are all taking this test is because of the fact that you're going to use it for college universities, right? But by learning TOEFL, right, guess what? You're going to be learning how to read properly. Okay? This is basic English 101 in university. Okay? 101 means that you have to take the class. It's a mandatory class you have to take as you go to university, the first level freshman. Okay? The purpose is that we wanted to see the ability of English in an educational setting. What does that mean? Educational setting. All the topics in reading that you can do TOEFL are basically all the ones we've taken out of the university text. The other thing is the topics are university topics. For example, marketing, philosophy, psychology, right? It's based on what major that you want to do it on. Okay, so basically, most of the students who we want to test their ability, they should be able to understand the reading in university settings. Okay, that means that's why we actually have a score. Okay? The highest score you'll get on reading is 30. Okay? My objective is to have you teach you guys to go over and beyond your skills. So another reason why TOEFL is so important is because the reading section, right? Let's see. Now the passages cover different subjects. Okay? The task taker should be concerned with unfamiliar topics. Let's say you're going to university because of, for example, psychology, right? But you're asking, why do I have to take certain classes, right? Like English literature? Okay. Well, these are basic requirements. The questions that TOEFL gives you, right, are basic requirements that most of the students all take anyway. They're not going to go into physics. They're not going to go into something that is so off, so hard, or so difficult that a basic person with English ability cannot understand. Okay? So you don't have to worry about those things. But you do have to worry about the basic concepts of understanding reading. Okay? Because you're going to be tested on this. Not just from me, but when you go to university or colleges or whatever academies or whatever place that they need you to speak English, right? This will actually give you the ability to actually do it. Okay. The other thing that I want to mention is that the passages are in 3 basic categories. The questioning and reading. Okay. The 3 basic categories are argumentation. The argumentary basically means you're arguing. They're debatable questions, right? Historical questions. For example, let's see. Historical questions would be the history of Egypt, something like that. Okay. The other one is exploration. Basically, you're exploring each section. For example, in marketing class, you're exploring one area. Okay. But the question areas that I found out that most of these questions are going into is basically they're going into the history, science, philosophy, psychology, marketing, business, and so on. Okay? So it's not that difficult at all. Okay? Now, we want to see how you have to understand. So first of all, you have to understand the pattern organization. Every reading in English is done in a pattern. Believe it or not, we do have a pattern, right? As you can see, I'm looking at my notes, right? So if I'm looking at my notes, and my notes are telling me, well, you have to do this in certain ways, right? We have a pattern organization, how we speak, how we read, okay, and how we listen, okay? So it's a little different because the patterns per culture is different. Korean culture is somewhat backwards to the United States. Okay. Japanese is the same thing, right? Chinese are basically the same linear style. So it's a lot easier for some Chinese to actually speak English, a lot easier than, for example, Japanese. I'm not talking about pronunciation. So basically, there's only 4 different areas. Okay? Classification, basically classifying each category. Okay? Compare and contrast. Do you like this? Do you not like this? Okay? The other one is cause and effect. Well, if this happens, then this will happen. problem solution, question and answers. So these are the only type of questions for reading. So it's not as difficult as you presume to be. Right? So I'm going to show you how to do it really easily. Okay? But I am going over these with you today. It's a lot easier. Okay? So let's see. The method of learning is for this class is not just for Toefl. Any reading. Okay? That means you can actually go I don't care. It doesn't matter what grade you're in. Okay? It's basically reading for all slides. Okay? The only difference is the level of reading that I'm teaching for this level is a little bit higher than the basic level. Okay? So I'm not going to be teaching classes who are teaching ABCs or different types of vocab. I'm going to presume, right, that your reading level is intermediate, okay? Or lower intermediate or advanced intermediate. Okay? Then I'm going to kick it up a notch, I'm going to teach you in a style that's you're going to pick up really, really quickly.